I don't usually do intros for my videos anymore, but I'm going to do an intro for this video because it needs a little setting up. Have you ever been somewhere and you hear a piece of music and it really strikes a chord with you and you go, oh, this is really good. I wonder what this is. But the opportunity to find out what it is has passed you by. About a month ago, I was scrolling on Instagram, or as I like to call it, time traveling. When you scroll and you look up and you go, oh my God, an hour's passed and I don't even remember being here for it. So I was time traveling and this reel came up of a band. The prompt was something to the effect of like the singers in their own world. Will she remember her cue? And then I saw like a similar video, and I think it was by the same group. Once again, I'm like, oh man, I like this song. But not in the state of mind that I was in where I'm just kind of mindlessly scrolling. I didn't think to go, let me put this aside and look into this. Right just now, the same band pops up, and it's that same song, different video. It's their bass player doing a dance. This is my opportunity to finally figure out what this song is. I think I found it. The song is 2005 by South Arcade. I'm going to be really pleased with myself if this is it. I will start over. I hate pausing during songs because it's supposed to, in my opinion, it's supposed to be like one complete piece. I like it already. You got me with the natural harmonic there. I'm in. Yeah. Ooh. Big chords. This is it. This is the song. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, I'm so happy I found this. Oh, listen to that groove. It grooves so good. Oh, this is very, very good. Oh, man. I love how the drummer and the bass player lock in on this. That's a good riff. I can't place this girl's voice. Oh my God, who does she remind me of? I wish music still sounded like this. I mean, technically it does, you know what I mean. Great voice. I like her voice a lot. Some sample in my left ear. Neat octave part. Oh, this is so good. Oh man, I'm psyched I found this. Wow, I'm going to go listen to this about 30 more times. I'll be back in a minute. Here's the deal. I did that reaction, I think, like 5 days ago now. Generally, when all this time has passed between me being able to react to a song and then finally edit the video, I just end up throwing out whatever I said 5 days ago because my opinion has changed in that time since I have first heard this song 2005. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's got like this pop vibe. Like the drums groove really well in a couple of different ways, but one of them is sort of that like almost like a shuffle almost. It's really, really, it's almost like funky almost. I love it. I think this song would have done really well if it had come out in 2005 or even now in 2025. Like this is a really good song, and it makes me feel so good because there are times where I feel like the state of rock music in 2025 is not as good as I wished it could be, but it's bands like South Arcade that really make me feel positive about the direction of music, that there are still, and I don't want to call them kids, one, because that makes me sound way older than I am, and two, I don't know how old they actually are, but it makes me feel good that there are still younger people I'm assuming are younger than me, that still get together and have interest in learning about music and learning about production and want to get together and practice and write fun music and write like fun rock music. It's still a thing. I did this whole video essay months ago about like where have all the bands gone, and stuff like this and finding songs like this and bands like this make me feel awesome that there are still groups out there that want to follow that formula. And it makes me root for South Arcade and bands like them like that much more. There's effort put into this song. The leads are clever. The riffs are big and open, and the bass and the drums lock in. The singing is so good. It's just, I love everything about this song, and it's a band that I'm really happy I found. I'm mad that I didn't investigate them when I first started to see them pop up on my Instagram algorithm. I know my wheelhouse is right now like Japanese rock music, so it's also kind of cool to see how a different part of the world that's also culturally like much different from where I'm from is approaching rock music. I'm struggling to place the singing. Their singer has such a distinct singing voice, but it also reminds me of someone. I can't figure out who she reminds me of. I isolated the vocals. Let's listen to some isolated South Arcade vocals because they're really good. This has to be, I don't want to assume. I'm assuming this is Harmony. Oh God, the rub. If you named your kid Harmony and they couldn't sing, that would be so mean. This girl can sing. This girl sings. She has an excellent, excellent voice. And I isolated the vocals. Let's listen to a little bit of this.
Sucking in your sleep like even dreaming's got a deadline. You're stuck on repeat. Did your CD break? You should try spin my. Let's just keep using it until you even get to be like this.
I love the qualities of her singing voice. It's like all the singing lessons I had were always about like being able to fill your diaphragm and project from there, and it's almost like she's sort of in between. Like you have your chest voice, which is where you can generally project the loudest from. It's usually like right within your range where you can kind of belt out notes, and then as you get higher in your range, you almost kind of push the sound up, and they call it your head voice. And she is almost in this, like, it's like an in-between where there is sort of like these higher register, I don't want to call them nasally because it sounds bad, but I do mean it in like a very complimentary way, where you're pushing the sound from here while also getting the projection from here. Like, it's very interesting. Certainly a reason I went, what the hell am I listening to? This is excellent. But I can't figure out who she reminds me of. It's been making me crazy for days now when I listen to the song. And you better believe I have listened to the song every day since I heard it for the first time. And I honestly, I don't have like great examples of who she reminds me of. I initially was like, I can kind of hear, like, if you go back to like very early 90s, No Doubt, when Gwen Stefani was much, much younger, there is a little bit of that, like, again, like the in-between push quality that gives the singing voice that unique kind of, like a snarl to it almost. Like, I isolated, this is not as early 90s, but this is Gwen doing Sunday Morning.
You came in with the breeze on Sunday morning. Sure, I'd changed since yesterday. Without it
It's
warning,
too
I thought I knew
too much from here.
I thought I knew you. I thought I knew you well.
I don't think that's it. I think
So
that's
well.
sorry. Not one for one.
Break me out the ice. I've been waiting for a lifetime.
It's not there. The other name I kept coming back to was Kay Hanley from Letters to Cleo.
I just thought I'd think about anymore.
And no, I'm not just naming other blonde singers, but there's a unique quality to the singing that I can't quite articulate the way that I want to, but it all fits together really, really well. There is some like processing and production on the voice, but that's singing, and it lines up really well with what this band does. Again, love the leads, love the rhythm, love the drumming. I sat down and learned the bass, tried to, at least by ear. We're going to watch that in a minute. But I really, really dig this song. And I am now a fan of this band. I have to now go listen to other stuff that they have done, which I'm looking forward to, but I generally go very slow when I am discovering a band for the first time. That's what I have for 2005. Like I said, I sat down, I tried to teach myself the bass by ear. I think I did okay. Definitely made some stuff up as well. I don't know. Let's go see how I did. you have made it to this point of my video, thank you so much for watching up until now. I'll just double back on what I was saying before. I'm psyched. I'm really happy that I discovered these guys. They've been doing music now for a couple of years, and I really look forward to seeing what they grow into as musicians and as a band. For a rock fan and a punk rock fan and a metal fan that grew up in the era that they were singing about, it's really kind of fun to see these guys, dressing how I dressed back in the year 2005 with the really, really long shorts and the tap-out shirt or the long-sleeve shirt, which is being covered by a short-sleeve shirt. I'm enjoying, like, on one hand, the kind of throwback nostalgia feels, but also, like, enjoying the approach that they are taking with rock music. That's almost, some people have said it's almost like a new metal sound. I hear it, but I wouldn't want to, like, categorize them as one genre of rock music, mainly because I haven't explored the rest of what they have done, but I will get to that. Like I said, I'm so happy I found these guys. Finding new music as a rock fan, it's like, I was just having this conversation the other day. It's like finding treasure. I've done this rant, I'm sure, a bunch of times on this channel, but in this country, the things that are commercially successful, it's your solo pop artists and usually your solo country acts or your established country bands. And none of that stuff really registers with me or makes me, like, feel what I feel when I listen to music like this. It's certainly tougher than what it was years ago to find quality rock music like this. Thank you. Shout out South Arcade, all four of you. I think you guys are awesome, and I'm really, really rooting for your success. You have a fan in me for sure. And I will definitely be following along with what you guys are doing music-wise. And thank you to you for watching. I am on here on YouTube, obviously. I'm on Twitch. I am on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. You can come and say hello to me on any of those platforms. Don't be a stranger. And thank you for your time. It really means a lot to me that you would sit and watch me for even a couple of minutes, kind of sit and wax poetic on the music that I like. So that is all from me. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Roll credits.
Tell me